Hey there fellow adventurers, I am Sunshade and today we're going to talk about the pre-patch to the War Within expansion and all the things that come to the game with it. Blizzard finally announced the release date for the pre-patch event last week and all the changes that come with it, and it includes some class and system updates, guild and account improvements, and new events that are going to be available before the release of the War Within on August 26th. The pre-patch will go live with a weekly reset of July 23rd, and that coincides with the end of Season 4 of Dragonflight, meaning that there will be a few achievements we will no longer be able to complete after this date, like the Draconic title and the achievement Dragonflight Keystone Master Season 4 from Mythic Plus, and from PvP the Draconic Gladiator's Drake Mount, Draconic Gladiator and Draconic Legend Season 4 achievements and titles, and the Elite PvP sets from this season, so make sure you get everything you need done before the pre-patch release. So now let's dive into the updates that do come with the pre-patch. First of all, the Dragonflight raids will all become awakened at the same time, and if you have that one last boss you want to finish off, you will no longer have to wait 3 resets to do it. And if part of your raiding team went on holiday and you don't have enough friends to clear Mythic with anymore, guilds also become cross-realm starting with this date. This is a great change in my opinion, as server transfers will no longer be necessary and you will have the possibility to be in your guild of choice no matter what server or faction your character is on. And this should also make it much easier, but also more competitive for guilds to recruit new players. Classes will already get their talent trees updates, so you can test out and get used to your new spells and rotations, but the new hero talents will not be available just yet, and we need to wait for the expansion release for that, as we can only start earning points for those when we level up from 70 to 80. There are also many changes to the user UI, which have been announced to become available in the pre-patch, making it much easier for players to go through their spellbooks, as well as a more comprehensive world map, where it will be much easier for new players to understand what every objective is, and if it is of any interest to them. Dragon riding will now become Skyriding, and it will be available on most of our flying mounts, and we will also have a button giving us the option to swap between this type of dynamic flight and the steady flight, which is the classic way of flying, after completing the War Within Pathfinder achievement, which should be available with the release of the expansion in August actually, as it covers the exploration of the new areas. Warbands will also become available within the pre-patch. These facilitate things for players who have alts, especially across servers. Warbands present an account-wide progression system where players will be able to share their main's progress with all the characters on their account, like quests completed, portals, achievements and reputation, map exploration and flight points, many of the currencies including the Time Warp badges, transmogs, and in some cases gear as well. We will not need to log in every character of the account in order for it to be added to the warband, but it may take a while for all of this to load up on the first login. And once again, I am going to mention, since there are some misunderstandings when it comes to warbands, warbands are not formed of 4 characters. These characters here are simply your favorites, meaning you will see them around this cool campfire and you can easily swap between them. They can be from different servers as well, so you will no longer have to swap servers for that one character you left behind 8 years ago, thus having it on the same screen as your other preferred characters. So again, just a quick way to access characters, and the warband just covers your entire account, okay? All of the characters, all of the servers of any faction within the same region. Warbands will also give you access to a warband bank, but you will have to pay one time for the slots you want to access. Completing the Warbanding Together storyline quests in and around Gadgetzan, you will be able to access your storage for the warband, which will be rewarded in the Warband Bank Distance Inhibitor spell after finishing up, which allows you to summon a personal portal directly to your Warband Bank, where you can make withdrawals and deposits for 10 minutes on a 4-hour cooldown, with this cooldown being reduced by the more characters using it. This, however, is just a faraway bank you can use, and you won't have to go back to the main city to access it. The bank will be accessible from any character on your account, making it easy to share reagents, gold, profession items, and so on with any character you have. Basically, anything that's not soulbound can go into the bank. Some pieces of gear will also be available to drop in this bank as long as they are not soulbound. The new type of gear will also be introduced, and that is the Warbound Until Equipped gear, which will be freely traded across your warband, becoming soulbound only when one of your characters equips it. This kind of gear will become available from raids, dungeons, delves, and whenever you earn loot, you will have a bonus chance to gain an extra piece of Warbound Gear as personal loot, which will be at least one tier lower than the loot from the same source. At the moment, it is one upgrade track lower, where you would normally earn hero loot. The Warbound until equipped will be champion loot, for example, and usable by any gear class. And there are also random chances to get this type of gear by simply playing the game, and I think this will help very much with gearing up alts, which are a little bit behind. For the temporary pre-patch event, the Resonant Echoes, this will become available starting with July 30th, and it will offer new world quests and events for players who wish to revisit old areas of Azeroth and fight enemies from our past. Again, this event will reward 480 item level veteran gear upgradable to 502. If you have some alts you still want to bring close to the current gear level, you can do it, and this should cover the gear we need for the first couple of levels through the new expansion leveling. There are also a couple of time-limited rewards, as per usual, like the Remembered Golden Griffin and the Remembered Windrider Mount. There are 3 new battle pets, a Feat of Strength, This Takes Me Back, where you need to defeat each of the 3 bosses available during the event, a Heirloom Ring, a 32-slot bag, and a 30-slot reagent bag, both of them being Warbound loot, so you can send them over to an alt. This event will take place as an invasion in 3 areas: Dustwallow Marsh, Searing Gorge, and Dragonblight, and it will be continuously active until the expansion release with a rotation between these 3 zones, and the rotation will be faster and faster as the pre-patch progresses. From July 30th to August 5th, the Resonant Echoes will change zones every 90 minutes, from August 6th to 12th every 60 minutes, and from August 13th to 26th every 30 minutes. Each area also has a Resonant Echoes manifest, which has an associated weekly quest to complete as well. We will have portals available to go to each of these areas from our Legion Dalaran, and there is a glow on the portal where the invasion is currently happening, and each event will have 3 phases. In the first phase, players will have to defeat Congealed Memories, a boss which will continuously spawn memories until defeated, and once it is defeated, it will open up phase 2, where 6 objectives need to be completed by doing a bunch of tasks like waking up peons, gathering pages of the Green Hills of Tranglethorn, just in case you missed that, or simply defeating enemies from the past. You will be able to track how many memories are completed through the game UI. After all 6 memories will be done, phase 3 will start, and you will need to defeat the end boss, which will be either Onyxia for Dustwallow Marsh, Ragnaros for Searing Gorge, and the Lich King in Dragonblight. Once the final boss is defeated, the event for the area will end, but in case you got there too late, you can still obtain residual memories by grinding mobs in the area, as this is the currency for the event. It's probably easier to get a weak aura that's gonna let you know when the event is about to reset, however, and just go at the start if time allows it. Unfortunately, not every update for the War Within expansion will be available with the release of the pre-patch, and we will have to wait for the expansion in August to be able to level up from level 70 to 80, as well as the availability of the new hero talents, the new areas, the updates to professions, delves, dungeons, and raids. But it's not too far off into the future, and we do have the pre-patch to keep us playing until then. But what do you guys think about the pre-patch event and all the new things it brings? Are you excited for the new expansion? Let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. Check out the description below for our community Discord if you're interested in joining, and if you happen to need more info about the War Within and what it brings, check out the video on screen for more updates about the expansion. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!